Danielle and Shawnee and I had a little prayer meeting downstairs, and we all decided the more you drink, the better they're going to sound. So please, I encourage you to drink a lot. We give that money away. Every single show, been doing it since 2011 here. Yeah. And we give it away to this benevolent organization called My Family. Because I have 3 children, a wife, a grandchild, a grandpuppy, and another grandchild on the way, and they're all damn expensive. So, spend a lot of money at the bar. Also, there's a merch table out there, and Susan has a plethora of wonderful Christmas gifts that you could purchase tonight and then not be so stressed out come December. So you think about doing that before you leave. There's also 2 restrooms in the bar, in the lobby area by the bar. And if you haven't been yet, you don't know, but there's only 1 toilet per room. So you queue up in front of the bar and wait your turn. Or, you know, if you want to, some of you just like barge in together. That'd be okay. We don't care. We're not making a statement of any political, religious, or social content at all. We don't care. That's what the statement is from me. So just figure it out. Y'all are grown up and look very intelligent, and I know you can. Also, there's some flyers about upcoming shows, and God Almighty, it'd be nice to see you back here another time. That'd just be wonderful. I've been having a birthday party with Shawn Mullins now for about, I think it's like 23 or 24 years we've been doing this. I know, it's crazy, 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 crazy. And they're always super, and they're always great, and there's always a good crowd, and there's always a good vibe. And this year, last night, he had the boys with him. He had Marty and Patrick and Jerry and Panda playing with him, the band, and they were great. They sounded super. His voice sounded great. It was strong. And I whispered, now I love that band. I love those boys. I've known them all for years and years and years. And I told them before they left, I said, I can't wait till tomorrow. Because I really like Shawnee when he's telling the stories and weaving his tales and making y'all happy. And that's going to happen here in just a little while. So I'm just excited and honored that he's back here. We've known each other forever. When I met him, he was in high school in Clarkston, Georgia, right down the road from the trackside. And he used to come and he would say, hey, I'm a songwriter and I want to come watch a show or two. And I'm like, well, how old are you? And he said, 14. And trackside was a bar. It was not a music venue. It was a bar. I mean, it was a bar for hard liquor drinkers that wanted to get drunk fast. And but he had a little thing at his high school where Amy Ray was one of the people that came and did a career day kind of thing, and he fell in love with that whole idea of being a singer-songwriter and a performer, and so we made an allowance to let Shawnee come when he was little. So, but I've known him a long time, and I love him. I think he's as talented as any songcrafter that we have in America today, and it's a special treat when he comes here. Yeah. Now, 2 other things. Realize the lights have gone down. If you leave on the center aisles, you remember you came up steps, so what do you got to do? You got to go down steps. Please be careful. I hate acrobatics. Also, the second thing is that we are live streaming this show, and those people out there watching in Space Face World, hello to you. Don't you forget there's a tip jar, and that you're sitting in your living room and you're having the comfort of this great $100 ticket and drinking your own cheap liquor, so put something in the tip jar. You can do it. I know you can. Now, there's one more thing, and that's that this young lady up here with me is somebody I've also known a very, very, very long time, and I love her dearly. She's so talented and so creative, and she has always been a pain in my ass because I've always not understood how she wasn't huge and I could never play her again, but she always keeps coming back. So lucky me and sad for me, because I just think Danielle Howle is as good as they come. I want you to sound like you're about 1,000 people right now and give a nice welcome to Danielle Howle.
Thank you, friends. Thank you, Bud. I will. I need that confidence from you. listens deep within. Why love again? Left at her hands held, oh well. Mine's just every now and then. Oh, another one leaves me with a song. Liars love my face. Open spirit yields. Staying close in outer space. Between the wisdom and my fears. Oh, another one leaves me with a song. I know I wrote it, I know it well. He left me with a song, eyes crying long, long tears. Head hanging low, and I saw his face, bringing disgrace to love. Oh, I did. Leaving with a song again. He left me with a song, eyes crying long, long tears. Head hanging low, I saw his face, bringing disgrace to love. I did, leaving with a song. Thank you. I'm going to check on my tuning. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Good. I live in South Carolina. It's that triangle over there below that other thing, which is a long strip called North Carolina where Carrie Brooks lives. I'm going to tell you a story about some trees and things that happened when I listened to them. Long time ago, heard the sounds from the trees, you know. Sounded a lot like language that everybody spoke before they spoke the language that they're speaking now, because it was a language that came from your very heart, very soul. Spooky and tell you what happens sometimes, everybody gets to understand. You can always lend a hand to somebody else if they need something. Or if you need something, just say it. My love is coming for you. I'm gonna love love you out of this strife. Love to the ways of honest days. I'm gonna love you, keep the light. I see something coming with me and people I need. Food, love, shelter, family, safety, to live in my body and understand this. We all need these things. Go down there, don't see what you got. Going down there, what's running your life? You go down there, don't see what you got. My love is all. My love is all. My love is all. My love is all. In the middle of the night, yourself when you're turning out the lights? Do you trust yourself in the middle of you now? Ow, I swear you trust yourself. Your love is all. When down there, don't see what you got. Going down there, truth's running your la la la. What you got? Oh, oh, oh. My love is coming for you. I'm gonna love you out of this strife. Love to the ways of honest days. I'm gonna love you, keep the light. My love is coming for you. My love is coming for you. Thank you, friends. Oh, wait, my goodness. Hold on, let me hug my guitar. It's okay. They're just people. My guitar's like, please. I got you, bud. My guitar's like, it was fun, but we went to South Africa and it was a different kind of weather. And then you took me to Costa Rica, did you not? Yeah, I did. Sorry. A lot of fun lately. Making songs in the wilderness with Shawn Mullins and another artist from the Atlanta area, Diane Durrett. On solar power in the middle of nowhere. Huh? And Jaybird. You can look all those people up because this is being recorded and you can go back and go, what did Danielle say about the friends that she loves? And then you can find them again. I can't tell you who's coming next, but if y'all want to, you can. But it's very far away. You must email first, anyway. I'm all right, don't get me wrong. I'm right here, humming along. Gonna get me a little bit more, I'll give you some. I'm all right, don't get me wrong. I can get my bits together better in time, and yeah, I know darn well we all die. In the middle of the giving, I know love comes back before my final smile. I'm alright, don't you get me wrong. know love comes back before my final smile. I'm alright. Carrie Brooks, y'all. I'm alright, yeah. I'm right here, humming along. Gonna get me a little bit more. I'll give you some. I'm alright. Don't get me wrong. I'm alright. Don't get me wrong. Hot. Tea. Hot, cold. That's winter in the South. If you have climate like that, high-fiving you. It's hard to stay safe in climates at all. Should we try it? We have a lot of new songs that we wrote in the swamp, and we're afraid of them, but yet we are not. Yeah, and Carrie said, like last weekend. Back in the sun. All right, everyone. Let me look at you. I like to see who might like sweet tea, who does not like sweet tea. Tuna milk people. And, you know, old waitress things going through my head. Who got scared and had to run? Now I'm back in the sun. Back in the sun once again. Sometimes hearts are just like thieves. There's a wisdom in the peace. Faster that they leap don't mean a thing. When I'm stumbling through the humbling, past the crumbling in the world, that attachment means nothing, little girl. I hear you breathing in your sleep. I love the sound of peace. I'd like to think I help you there. Who got scared and had to run? Now I'm back in the sun. Back in the sun, it's just me here. When I'm stumbling through the humbling, past the crumbling in the world, that attachment means nothing in my world. When I'm stumbling through the humbling, past the crumbling in the world, that attachment means nothing in my world. Oh, in my world. Oh, in my world. that attachment means nothing in my world. All right, we're gonna keep it slow for a minute, and then we won't. Granddaddy? This song is 2 playings old. No, 3 playings old, and by playings I mean it's been played 3 times. I'm gonna come back here, and I'm gonna come back up there, okay? This is for my friend that I met last night and their friends that are here again. I can't remember their names, but I remember their spirits. So here comes some Care Bear energy to you. Granddaddy loves you, that's what he'd say. I tried not to question his actions and things. When he got ugly, I'd hide in the back, going through shoe boxes and some Avon in a sack. Tobacco stained fingers, they walk like a chain. Strong weathered face, hiding his pain. But we saw it all anyway. He yelled in the morning while slamming the door. And he got into an old truck. He could work on some more. He come back in the evening stumbling, and when I was younger I thought that smell was cologne. But now that I'm grown I know it just wasn't so. Tobacco stained fingers, they walk like a train. Strong weathered face, hide in his pain. We saw it all anyway. We felt it all anyway. Granddaddy loves you, that's what he'd say. Tried not to question his actions and things. There's yelling and smashing, I'm hiding again. I thought every house around had these same sounds in them. Tobacco stained fingers, they walk like a train. Strong weathered face, hiding his pain. But we felt it all anyway. We saw it all anyway. Granddaddy loves you. Translated into English, that means, thank you very much. I feel less vulnerable now. That's why I'm gonna play you a booty slamming song. Are you ready? I met these beautiful people in my hometown of Columbia, South Carolina. And they all went to this amazing, like, jamming dance hall, and I would always be walking by getting takeout from the restaurant next door. And they were in there just like, and it was like amazing. And I was like, whew, I want to be like them. And I couldn't do it. And that's okay, because I got this song instead. So for all of my crazy dancers in the world today, thank you for your moves, your sentiment, your glory, and the equalization of any dance floor in the world, the equalization of love and care for one another, and the dexterity to do so. Yes. Come on, let's dance it out. Get a while to the sweating sounds of mine. Ain't the answer to this. What's that song you got to? Come on, yeah, come on for the dancing. And the answer to your question is, I wanna do that again. I wanna do that again. I wanna do that again. Shape, you know that one where the horns move. They got the nose to float your float like a feathery feather from an alien mind. Ain't the answer to this. What's that song you got to? Come on, yeah, come on for the dancing. And the answer to your question is, I wanna do that again. I wanna do that again. I wanna do that again. Thank you. I beat the guitar some, so I have to tune her up again. Did you? Have you ever bought shoes because you were sad? I mean, it can happen. Have you ever given shoes away because you're sad? You're just like, I can't wear this shoe anymore. It reminds me of Ben. Teresa and my shoe. There's a very good shoe store in Dahlonega. It has boots in there. And you know about it? Oh my God. It's like way beautiful. Is this on too, buddy? Here's my song, Ode to Boots, Ode to Breakups, and the like. Drink. Now remember, she's about to make up her mind. Now that December's an ember, she's gone from grieving to leaving this time. 2 steps to freedom from love and believing. You've been losing too long. She won't be alone, 'cause she's taking your dog, remember that. And she's got those breakup boots on. Might be your turn. You got more now to mend than fences. I know she knows, 'cause I seen what you saw. Dancing downtown with Miss Shirley Brown on the night you didn't know she had off. 2 steps to freedom from loving to leaving. You've been losing and fooling too long. She won't be alone, 'cause she's taking the dog, and she's got them breakup boots on. I'll tell you once, oh, I'll tell you once, but then I gotta leave. She's gonna leave you too, so this beer's on me. Oh. You got nothing left to spend now but money. You ain't got no kids, not a wife, I think not, and maybe a dog. Now I'll let you guessing what you need to be addressing, whether you leave or she leaves or you don't. 2 steps from leaving, done loving to leaving. You've been losing and fooling too long. She won't be alone, 'cause she's taking the dog. Thank you very much. She's got those breakup boots on. She won't be alone, 'cause she's taking the dog, and she's got those breakup boots. And na gonna make up boots. She got them breakup boots on, and she's moving along. And I'm wondering, oh, is she gone? Wondering, oh, with the breakup boots on. She's got them breakup boots on. One more time for me. She's got them breakup boots on. Thank y'all so much. What should I play him? I think we got enough time for 2. Time for 2, and you, and me, and what? Do you like how we talk? We are friends, colleagues, and basically pirates going across the earth with our instruments. You won't kick us out. Please keep feeding the musicians. Thank you. Yes. Whether there's electricity or not, we got you covered on entertainment. Okay. All right. I like Gary when he talks. He says things that make sense to me. Because right now, even though I'm in absolutely living my dream right now with all y'all, we're on the planet Earth together, and I like to say that every time I can. And I appreciate you, and whatever you're going through, you're going to go through it, and I'm going to go through my thing. But if there's something I can do to help you, then that's great. If I can't, then I'm sorry. And if it hurts, I hope it don't hurt too long. I'm writing that song next. That's my TM Stay Off It songwriters that are on the internet right now. Thank you very much. I'm just teasing. Call me. We'll talk. Anyway, I thought this was about a dude or a person, but it's not. And then it's about me basically being lonely from feeling separated from other human beings. And so I'm sending this to all the humans that might feel that way. And this is the resonant frequency of actually joy and respect for you. Eyelids crashing, tears attaching to a waterfall, believed to be some small cleanse and maybe a great call. Bending down, crouching out over, holding on to all. Oh, that is why we cannot stay apart too long. Soon leaves will blanket things, and after comes a frost. There's no winter here, oh, just damn chills, but still it freezes some. Loneliness is a holy mess, affliction is a battle taught. Oh, that is why we cannot stay apart too long. Busted over nothing, my mind sharply clutching, betraying the peace you gave me, hurts me worst of all. Oh, that is why we cannot stay apart too long. Oh, that is why we cannot stay apart too long. I'll just play a blues song now because I want to. All the rest of my songs are about pontoon boats and beer. Thank you. Please sign my mailing list. I'll tell you what I'm doing. If you feel like buying a t-shirt, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine. I'm excited to enjoy Shawn. He's one of the reasons I'm here. The other reason is Eddie at this very beautiful venue. So thank y'all for being yourselves and doing whatever you do and doing what you do very well. And thanks for letting me be a part of it. And my name is Danielle Howle. This is Carrie Brooks, and we love you all the same. If I was a pot of water, let me tell you where I'd be. It's not gonna be on the back burner, baby, that ain't the place for me. Heat up a pot of water, make you a cup of tea. If you sip from the season that I came before the leaves, but that ain't the place for me. So the man I know that loves me earth and soul is ready for that for me. Ready for that for me. If I was a pot of water, let me tell you what I do. Cleanse, quench, burn, cool, but I'd rather soothe you. That is a place for me. So the man I know that loves me earth and soul is ready for that for me. Ready for that for me. Let me walk you around it. You ready for that? You ready for that? You ready for that? You ready for that? 'Cause you better get ready. If I was a bottle of water, let me tell you where I'd be. I'd be hot to the touch on the front burner, baby. That is the place for me. So the man I know that loves me earth and soul is ready for that for me. Ready for that for gonna make a man I love. And loves me, earth and soul is ready for that from me. Ready for that from me, let me walk you round. Ready for that, you ready for that, you ready for that, you ready for that, 'cause you better get up ready. Thank y'all so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you welcome, please, the birthday boy himself, Mr. Shawn Mullins.
Love it. Thank you. Thank you. I got to get electrified. Hold on. That's right. Yeah. That sounds like a guitar now. What's going on, y'all? How have you been? A whole lot's happened since I seen you, my friend. I retired my new iPhone and the fluff and fold dryer. And I barely made it out when my Tesla caught fire. I went to the forest, I went to the sea. I brought back some rocks from the moon. I'm trying to find God in the devil's domain, breaking all ties with the fuckery. Well, I swapped my McMansion for a VW Buzz, but I kept a little porn, I can't give up the lust. Yeah, then I threw my computer off the Golden Gate Bridge. Then I snuck in the White House and I raided the fridge. Hell, I've been all around this crazy old world. Now I know there's just one way for me. Keep my heart focused on compassion and love, and breaking all ties with the fuckery. So if you don't see me till the next year comes around, just know it ain't you, it's not your little town. It's just me trying to navigate this new crazy time. I'll do what I do to ease my troubled mind. I'm calling on Buddha, I'm calling on Zeus. Is there anyone listening at all? Blonde, blue-eyed Jesus, please won't you freeze us? We're burning in the bonfire of fuckery. Can we just for one day keep the bullshit at bay? Stay far away from the fuckery. It'll all be fine, just put on some pride. Yeah. And break all ties with the fuckery. There's a new song for you. I just wrote that last week with Danielle, Howle, and Carrie, and a bunch of other folks that were there at the Swamp Sessions up in South Carolina, near where Danielle lives, out in the middle of nowhere. And I'm telling you what, man. It was a little scary, but I loved it. And yeah, it was off the grid, and we were hanging out in the swamp house and writing songs, and then we'd record them, and for the most part using solar power, which was neat. And anyway, it was pretty cool. Swamp sessions. Let's see here. Well, it was wintertime in Nashville, down on Music City Road. And I was looking for a place to get myself out of the cold, to warm the frozen feeling that's eating at my soul, keep the chilly wind off my guitar. See, my thirsty wanted whiskey and my hungry needed beans. But it'd been a month of paydays since I'd heard that eagle scream. So with a stomach full of empty and a pocket full of dreams, I left my pride and stepped inside a bar. Actually, I guess you'd call it a tavern. Cigarette smoke to the ceiling, sawdust on the floor, friendly shadows. I saw that there was just one old man sitting at the bar, and in the mirror I could see him checking me and my guitar. And he turned and said, "Come up here, boy, show us what you are." I said, "I'm dry." He bought me a beer. He nodded at my guitar and he said, "It's a tough life, ain't it?" I just looked at him. He said, "You ain't making any money, are you?" I said, "You've been reading my mail." He just smiled and he said, "Let me see that guitar, boy. 'Cause I got something you ought to hear." Then he laid it on me. If you waste your time talking to the people who don't listen to the things that you are saying, who do you think's gonna hear? And if you should die explaining how the things that they complain about are things they could be changing, who do you think's gonna care? There were other lonely singers in a world turned deaf and blind, who were crucified for what they tried to show. And their voices have been scattered by the swirling winds of time, 'cause the truth remains and no one wants to know. Well, the old man was a stranger, but I'd heard his song before. Back when failure had me locked out on the wrong side of the door. And back when no one stood behind me but my shadow on the floor. And back when lonesome was more than a state of mind. You see, the devil haunts a hungry man. If you don't want to join him, you gotta beat him. I ain't saying I beat the devil, but I drank his beer for nothing. And then I stole his song. And you still can hear me singing to the people who don't listen to the things that I'm saying, praying someone's gonna hear. And I guess I'd die explaining how things that they complain about are things they could be changing, hoping someone's gonna care. I was born a lonely singer and I'm bound to die the same. But I've gotta feed the hunger in my soul. And if I never have a nickel, I won't ever die ashamed, 'cause I don't believe that no one wants to know. That's from one of my late great hero, Chris Christopherson. And that song's been following me around my whole life, and I'm gonna record it on the next album. I've never recorded that song properly, but it's always been my song, even though it's not my song. So, but I loved Chris. I got to know him. I met him at the Martin Luther King March in 1994. Or 1995, I think, actually. And my friend Elise told me I needed to come because Chris was going to be there and I could march with her group. And she said, make sure you bring a CD. I said, oh, he didn't want to have anybody's CD, you know. And back then we were all making our own records, man, all of us back. I mean, we were all, you know, the CD was the big deal because cassettes were still around. So it's like, you got CDs yet? Now people are going, you got vinyl? I'm like, good God, man. We're going backwards, and I love vinyl. Anyway, so he was nice enough to accept the CD when I did meet him very briefly as he walked down Auburn Avenue. And he didn't really want it, I could tell. And I felt, I was like, damn, this is not good. This is my hero, but I had written my phone number in there just in case he bothered to listen and bothered to like it, you know, and who knows. And a few months goes by and I get this phone call, and I'm in a particularly weird place in my life where I'm having trouble writing and I'm not getting as many gigs, and I've got the Eddie Zadok thing, of course, which helps me a lot, and then I'm also teaching some lessons, and I'm pet sitting some, I'm doing whatever I can do. And I get this phone call, and I answer the phone. It's back when I had house line, no cell phones, and I hear this voice on the other end that say, Shawn Mullins there. I was like, yes, sir, this is he. He goes, this is Chris Christopherson. I said, bullshit. I knew it was my buddy Matthew Kaler messing with me, you know. Don't ever quit what you're doing. I'm not offering you anything. I have nothing to offer you except never quit what you're doing. You're a great songwriter and original thinker, and don't forget that. And I said, thank you, sir. I can't tell you how much that means. And it really did. It drove me to another place in my life and in my career to have that hero of mine kind of bless me in a way, you know, kind of anoint me and go, you're good, man, you're okay, you're gonna make it, you know. And yeah. And it took a little longer, I remember Eddie told me, like back in 1992 or something, he was like, you're gonna be the next one out of here, buddy. I was like, that's a long way, buddy. I don't know, man, because the Indigo Girls happened in 88 or 89 or something. I was like, well, I've been waiting a long time, man. It was, you know, about every 10 years, something like that happens. Unless you give the demos to John Mayer to Columbia Records, then it happens real fast. You're welcome. And Glenn Matullo especially. What a wonderful song, just engineer of acoustic music. He's just been a great friend over the years, and he recorded a lot of us back in the day too. And, all right, I'm gonna stop talking, sorry. I wanted to tell you a little Christopherson story though, because he was a special guy. Maybe I'll tell a funny one a little later. This song's another new one. I hope y'all don't mind. I'm gonna get to some stuff you know. I feel so good about being able to write songs that I haven't done that in over a decade really. where it's really flowing. And I'll be honest with you, man, it's so cool. I started doing this EMDR therapy where you do the lights and stuff, and it opened everything back up. And so that's what's been going on, that and hot yoga. And and then, you know, I balance it out with you know, late night Crystal's burgers, you know, but not really. All right. Anyway, this one is a new one and a little bit more of a serious note than the first one. It's I was backstage with a friend of mine who had been sober for many years and still, you know, has to take care of that issue and look after it pretty heavy. And we were backstage, and there was a bottle of Jameson sitting right there with some cups beside it for all the musicians to partake, you know. And I saw the bottle, saw her look at the bottle, and then she looked up and looked at me, just kind of, and I was like, wow, that must be hard. That must be really hard. I don't know what that's like. I know what it's like if I see someone smoking a cigarette, you know. I used to do that, and I'm like, yeah, I remember that. It's different, I think, you know, in some of the heavier stuff. So anyway, without getting too much into it, this one's called The Monkey, and the monkey's talking to you the whole time, okay? Hello, old friend. It's me again. How long has it been? Too long for me. Have I been on your mind? Can you take a little time so it can be like it used to be? Back in the good old days, back when even work felt like play. Don't you still want me? Don't you still need me? Don't you remember me, old friend? I stare you right in the eye. I pull and I pry from the other side of the room. I'll make you mine in the end. You can't forget me, old friend. You won't even know where you've been when I'm through. 'Cause I'm in your blood and your brain, like all those before you who rode the same train. I'm tried and I'm true, so if you're feeling blue, give me one night with you, old friend. Let me climb on that back again. Thank you. All right, let's get to some stuff y'all have heard before. So I gave myself this job, now I'm waiting at the gate for my bag to be inspected. For some crazy reason, I am always suspected of smuggling something through. Smoke or dope or airplane glue, the sergeant weighs me through. And I know you got something to believe in down deep inside your soul. Hey friend, you stop believing in the dreams that you had. You were just a lad. Bear down and take another town and station by storm. Crank up the tunes beneath the full moon and the Carolina corn. Don't you let it pass you by, son. Someday you'll wake up and you'll be asking yourself why you sat there at your desk, sucking on a corporate breast. You turned out like the rest. Hit the cover. And I know you got something to believe in down deep inside your soul. Hey friend, don't you stop believing in the dreams that you had. Hey you, check out the view, winding down the one. Me and Miss sharing bliss, soaking up the sun. I feel like I've been resurrected. My lifetime, my hell never felt protected. Love like I do, but I'm here with you. I know you got something to believe in down deep inside your desperate soul. Hey friend, don't you ever stop believing the dream that you had, the dreams that we all had. Keep on dreaming. Keep on dreaming, 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 yeah, yeah. Thank you, folks. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. It's been a while since I did that one, and I do this just so you know I'm not hiding my bald head. I'm just wiping my hot bald head because it's hot up there. Yeah, that's a new one. I just love a bald rock star. Huh? Let's see. Oh, here's one for you. And thank you, though. I appreciate that. This is This will only take about 30 minutes, and I'll be right back with the show. Remember when you first playing guitar? Some of y'all might play guitar when you're a kid. Everybody's sitting around trying to play together, but no one's in tune. And back in the 70s especially, there wasn't no tuners. And I don't remember anybody having a tuner. So you would do it by ear. You'd listen to each other, and of course no one... There was a lot of bitonality going on, at least bi, if not tritonality. And I don't mind that. That's what got me into punk rock for a few years. And I went from James Taylor and Joni Mitchell to, Black Flag and Dead Kennedys. Because I didn't know how to tune my guitar. I love those bands, honestly, I do. My favorite punk band of all time, I don't really call them a punk band. They're really just a rock and roll band. The Cramps. Fantastic band, man. I mean, they weren't the greatest musicians, but there was some energy going on. And it was like, seriously. And I remember Poison Ivy is the guitar player's name. She always said, in interviews, she would say, we're a rock and roll band, and rock and roll is supposed to scare the shit out of people. I was like, yeah, I guess that's really true. It's always done that, right? Well, it's Friday night, and I'm back again. My old guitar and my trusty grin. Best you don't come in here, sign. Tattooed on this heart of mine. From a dirty brown shag carpet stain, I sing my song and I pace the cage. Stuck up here in the twilight zone, staring out to the great unknown. There's an old Hank Williams figurine hanging by a guitar string from the pull chain of the Pabst Blue Ribbon sign, with a clock that stopped on 9:30. Yeah, the time ain't changed round here in years, y'all. It's the same sad stories, the same old tears. There ain't nobody wants to be alone out here in the great unknown. You can find a stool there at the bar. It's designed to take you nowhere far. They got a mirror back behind the whiskey shelves, where we don't dare look back at ourselves. Just past the men's room down the hall, barely hanging there on a plaster wall. A faded sticker on the old payphone. It says, welcome to the great unknown. It's out beyond the yonder star. It's all up in there where you are. By some cosmic wind we're blown out into the great unknown. And hopes and dreams and ash and dust, it all seems to either rot or rust. Souls wrapped up in flesh and bone, heartbeats in the great unknown. Well, it's Friday night and I'm back again. Thank you. Hey now, well, you can read it in the papers. You can watch it on the news. Everybody's got the pre-apocalyptic blues. You better be ready when the shit goes down. You better head on down to Costco, get you a buggy full of rice and beans, a year's supply of 2-ply for your composting latrine, so you'll be ready when the shit goes down. I don't hesitate, don't procrastinate, y'all be running scared. There ain't no second chances for the bravery impaired, 'cause you know there's a couple of Nazis hiding underneath your bed. Zombies gonna eat up all the brains in your head. I got a Rambo knife with a compass on it and a ballistic bug-out bag. I got an AK-47, about 100 extra mags. I'm gonna be ready when the shit goes down. Now ISIS and Al-Qaeda, about 1 billion red Chinese. You say you ain't worried. I said, honky, please, you better be ready when the shit goes down. By my jacuzzi is a Uzi and an RPG. Got a Stinger missile mounted on my wife's SUV. They won't get to me, no matter who they are. I got landmines buried all over my yard, 'cause I read it in the papers, y'all. I watched it on the news, and now I got the cryptic pre-apocalyptic blues. I'm gonna be ready when the shit goes down. Will you be ready when the shit goes down? Oh, no. Thank you, man. It's fun. I wrote that with Tom Ryan, the panda. He's a good dude, and we had a fun time writing that. We were watching too much TV one night. Everywhere we turned it, it was bad, negative, like, which is the way it is, right? And this was 15 years ago, but it's still, every channel we turned it on, it was like, whoa, Doomsday Preppers, you know, The Walking Dead, you know, Naked and Afraid. Oh, here's one. I haven't done this one yet tonight. Ooh, I like that. I just want to light you up like a fire. I just want to turn you on and take you high. Everybody's got a flat screen. Everybody's gotta be seen. Everybody wanna be famous. Ain't nobody gonna blame us. Everybody wants the real deal. Everybody wants to cop a good feel. Everybody want more money. Everybody wants a taste of your honey. I just want to light you up. Light you up, mama, like a fire. I just want to turn you on and take you high. Everybody wants to pick your guitar. Everybody wanna ride in that fast car. Everybody wants a puff of your pipe dream. Everybody wanna lick of your ice cream. Yeah, my preacher wanna tell you how to live right. Mama and your daddy got you uptight. Am I gonna pick another ride? I'll give you all night. I want to light you up. Oh, light you up like a fire. I just want to turn you on and take you higher. Yeah, this old world can bring you down and turn your pretty smile into a frown, break your heart and make you sad, and drive you stark, raving mad. But I just want to light you up. Sing it with me, light you up like a fire. I just want to turn you on, turn you on, turn you on, take you high. Like a fire, I just want to turn you on and take you higher. Thank you. I love writing songs with Chuck Cannon. You get songs like that when you write with Chuck Cannon. And I woke up one morning with that chorus in my head, and I wasn't sure what had happened. I thought I'd fallen asleep with Telemundo on. But I thought I'd ripped somebody else off. I knew it, you know. I was like, that melody's just so familiar, and I don't know what it is. But the words were with it too, pretty much. You know, all those words came with it. I just woke up with that one morning, and I loved it. And I didn't trust that I hadn't maybe stolen it in my sleep somehow. So I called Chuck Cannon up, and I said, buddy, because he knows a lot of songs, and I know a lot of songs. I figured between the two of us, we're going to nail this thing that I just ripped off from Telemundo. And I said, hey, man, have you ever heard this before on the cell phone? I just want to light you up like a fire. I just want to turn you on, lift you up, take you high. He goes, no, man, I ain't never heard that, but I like it. He said, are you asking me in on this song? I said, well, sure, man. I don't know what else there is. I didn't have to work for that. I just woke up with it. And he said, well, man, I said, absolutely. I'll come up there and we'll write some verses to it. And he said, man, the first thing I'd do is, if I was you, I'd repeat, turn you on. He said, lift you up's fine, but you repeated that other line first time. If you do turn you on, it's going to work even better. So I did it, and he was right. Yeah. Chuck's written about 2,000 songs, so that's about, I don't know, 1,400 more than I've written. Something like that. He's just written a shit ton of songs. For many years, he would do nothing but write 3 songs a day with people, and that's what he did for a long, long time. Maybe more than that, but usually at least 1 or 2 songs a day. But I would have never gotten to Everybody Wants a Lick of Your Ice Cream. That kind of thing I just wouldn't put in a song myself. And he was like, oh yeah, you need it in here, you know. The way it happened was I said, everybody wants a puff of your pipe dream. I did love that. And he goes, right after it, he just said, and everybody wants a lick of your ice cream. It was just that quick that he answered the rhyme. So I love writing with him for that reason. He's so quick. And beautiful dude, I love him. Well, he was from a small town in northern Mississippi. And she was raised on the Puget Sound, a 3rd-generation hippie. Fate would take them to L.A. County, get them stuck in a traffic jam. In El Camino, in a red Trans Am. Her stereo was blaring Bob Dylan, the bootleg sessions, and oh, the times they are changing. It made a pretty good impression. And she looked over and caught him smiling under a California setting sun. Oh, they fell in love on the 101. California, 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 dreams come true. Well, they got in with that in crowd. Yeah, they got off on the rock and roll. And the cocaine's free and the music's loud. Backstage at the Go-Go, they got the house in Topanga Canyon. Yeah, they partied at the Viper Room, blending in to the neon gloom. Oh, California, California, California. California dreams come true. Will you see them down on the Sunset Strip, just trying so hard to be so hip? Manhattan Beach to Malibu, you know it's all about that ocean view. And who you know in Hollywood, it's cutthroat, baby, but it's understood. Champagne, Kool-Aid, drink it down. You're the toast of Tinseltown. California, oh, California dream come true. Well, you can dream you want to. California, California, California dreams come true. You can dream you want to. Thank you. Thank you so much. There's a factory standing empty where we built your Chevrolet, and we sent our kids to college on a 40-hour wage. Now the windows all are broken. There's graffiti on the walls, and the kids came home from college, took a job down at the mall, and the winter is getting longer. This town is frozen numb, and I can't remember summer. It feels like spring may never come. There's a half-full whiskey bottle on the table by my bed. There's a hollow in the pillow where she used to lay her head. And all the dreams, all the memories, faded pictures and crooked frames, silence down the hallway and the chill of what remains. Now the winter is getting colder, and my heart is frozen numb, and I can't remember summer. It feels like spring may never come. Shades of hopeless on the faces of the souls who stand in line. And holy Jesus hangs on crosses, and I hear Mother Mary cry, hallelujah, hallelujah. Soon it all will disappear, buried under the snows of winter, just like we all were never here. Like we all were never here. Factory standing empty, where we built your Chevrolet. Thank you. It's an old man looking back on his young life as a soldier. He's a very old man now, and he's looking back to the time when he was just a teenager, and a little bit after that. I turned 17, spring of 1861. And I killed 20 men before I turned 21. 20 holes and 20 men, 20 holes there's buried in. There they lay in the cold red Georgia clay of Catoosa County. I can hear hear the screaming, I can smell black powder burning. The cannonballs flying and the Gatling guns turning. 1,000 souls, 1,000 men, 1,000 holes there's buried in shallow graves in the cold hard Georgia clay of Catoosa County. And the blue and the gray paint the colors of their life, while the old men find a way to send the young men off to die. If I could, I would place $100 billion bounty on the hate makes the war and digs the graves of Catoosa County. Falling on the hills, and a full moon comes a-shining. I can hear the whippoorwill and the coyotes go to-whining, and all the souls of all the men roll in the holes there's buried in blue and gray in the blood-red Georgia clay of Catoosa County. And the blue and the gray paint the colors of their life. And it's true, you can pray, but even God ain't saying why. If I could, well, I would blaze $100 billion bounty on the hate makes the wars that dig the graves of Catoosa County. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, what do you think the chances are I'm going to play that one? I won't do it, I promise. Huh? 90s babies, yeah. 80s babies, okay. We got some 80s babies in here. What do it mean? What do it mean? I don't know. It means they was about 18 when my song came out. They was making out in the back seat to my song. I'm gonna do it for you, okay? I always do that one kind of near the end. That way people don't leave the show early. Here's one you might know also, though. I'm gonna pepper this last part of the set with nothing but hits. Now they go from things like this to, I had a country number one that, I got my toes in the water, ass in the sand, Not a worry in the world, a cold beer in my hand. Life is good today. Life is good today. You ever heard that? I think it's up there. Well, the only part, I'll play you just a tiny part I wrote. That's fair enough. I don't know if I know the whole song. Zach was kind enough to ask me to come in and listen to the recordings as they were finishing up. And he had this song, Chicken Fried, and it sounded great. And he had another one called Toes. And I said, man, this song's great. I said, at the end, though, if you haven't already finished it, you should do something like, since you're going back to Georgia, maybe talk about, you know, having your ass in a lawn chair and your toes in the clay, because you're back in the Georgia clay, you know. And he goes, oh, I love that, bro. I love that. And then John Hop, he goes, and a PBR on the way. We were like, yeah. And I left and never thought anything more about it. And a few months goes by, and Zach Brown calls me and says, hey, buddy, I just got this massive deal. And it includes I've got a publishing deal, and we've been doing the song the way you mentioned it, and we recorded it that way, and I wouldn't feel right about not including you on some of the money coming in on that. And I was like, are you kidding me, dude? I was just thinking it'd be cool for you to do. I didn't try to get on your song, man. You know, that's not the way I roll. And he goes, oh, I know. I just, you know, so we argued for about an hour over this. I was like, are you kidding me? And finally, I settled on 10%, you know. With a country number one and you get 10% of the song, you don't even have to work for a year. It's crazy. Anyway, thank you to Zach and those guys. And so put your ass in a lawn chair, your toes in the clay. Not a worry in the world, a PBR on the way. Life is good today. Life is good today. And that's it. So he does it so much better. It's really more his thing. But sorry, it's just not my thing. I can't pull that off the same way. Let's do a little Beautiful Wreck here. This was a number one also. Now there's a big difference between a country number one and then a AAA Americana number one. And the main difference is money. And the amount of money that number one can draw off the radio play that Americana and AAA radio had about 200 stations maybe at the time. And then country music has, I don't know, they used to have about 4,000 stations around the country, so usually several in every city. Christian Bush taught me that. He's like, hey man, you need to write country songs, that's where the money is. But Dave FM was all over this, and I love them for that. I've lost count of the times I've given up on you, but you make such a beautiful wreck, you do. Yeah, there's a tavern on the corner called the Milky Way, and you look so at home there, it makes me afraid. And at the dark end of this bar, what a beautiful wreck you are. When you go too far, beautiful wreck you are. All the plans that you had 7 years ago, like all the promises you made, I watched them come and go. You put your keys in the car, but it would not drive. With your hands on the wheel, looking really alive. Hey, hey. beautiful, beautiful ray. You are beautiful, such a beautiful ray. Doesn't that sound automatically like the 80s? You know what I mean? I've lost count of the times I've given up on you. Oh, but you make such a beautiful record, you do. Boy, you make such a beautiful record. Make such a beautiful record. At the dark end of this bar, what a beautiful wreck you are. When you go too far, beautiful wreck you are. What a beautiful, such a beautiful wreck you are. What a beautiful, beautiful. Yes, you are. Thank you. Thanks so much. Let's see here. Oh, we're running a t-shirt special, 2 for $30. I thought that was a pretty good deal. These are t-shirt designs that I've had sitting in a guest room in a closet for a long time now. And I forgot about some of them, and then I was like, oh God, I got boxes of this stuff that I hadn't sold. So I thought, well, shit, you know, I don't have a fresh record out, but I thought I'd throw that down there because they're, you know, they're good t-shirts. They're not that old or anything, and they're not smelly, and they're not pre-worn or anything. But they're like not my t-shirts. They're like merchandise. Do you understand, right? So they're out there, 2 for $30, or 1 for 20. And hell, we may even have CDs. Sometimes I'll still bring CDs because it's fun. People will. I've learned that it's, you know, you can use them for coasters. And also, I like to use them for Christmas ornaments. I'll take my, you know, like a CD I don't like anyway, and then I'll put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds. And it does this small explosion. There's a huge thing that happens in there, but it doesn't hurt the microwave. Just don't do it over 10 seconds. You do it about 10 seconds, and it goes, and then you take it out, and it's got this wild design all over it. And so then you can hang it up on your tree. So we got those out there too. Yeah. Orleans they call the rising sun. It's been the ruin of many a poor girl. God, I know I'm one. My mother was a tailor. She sewed these new blue jeans, and my sweetheart was a gambler, Lord, drinking down in New Orleans. Now the only thing that a gambler needs is a suitcase and a trunk, and the only time he's satisfied is when he's on a drunk. Glasses up to the brim, and he passed the cards around, and the only pleasure that he gets out of his own life is when he rambles from town to town. Go and tell my baby sister, go and tell her not to do what I have done. Knowing sure that house down in New Orleans that they call the rising sun. Just 10 more verses, y'all. 'Cause it's 1 foot on the platform and the other foot on our train. Down in New Orleans, they call rising sun. It's been ruin of many a poor girl. God, I know I'm one. Thank you so much. All right, I'm gonna play you a big old hit. Now, this song was such a big hit that people would come up to me and go, man, I liked it the first 1,000 times I heard it. That's when I knew. It was like, uh-oh. They're really playing this thing a lot. At first it's really cool, and then you go, uh-oh. It's gonna be one of those tunes, you know? But luckily, you know, it kind of fell as quickly as it rose. And it was interesting for me, like that whole ride was really an interesting thing. I had no idea something like that would happen. You know, I was 9.5 years in of being an indie artist and put out 8 records on my own and on a label that I had helped to run and had some financial help for sure, but kind of got it going and just thought that was going to be the ride. And yeah, and so this song really came about in a weird sort of way. I was on my way to Los Angeles, to Hollywood, to play a little show, and I'd been going out there for the last several years. This was about 97, and I was going out to play this really cool venue that I loved going to. It was the only place I could play in LA, and I didn't have to pay to play. That was a normal thing out there, is if you get on stage, you pay, unless they know you've got a crowd. And it's just the way that rolls. And all the clubs like the Whiskey Go-Go, all those are like that. Used to be anyway. So, but Genghis Cohen, you could go in there and they'd let you play and they'd pass a hat around or something, and you could also eat good Chinese food. It's a great Chinese place, Genghis Cohen. And so I was on my way there, and I was stopped in the desert because I heard this song that I love so much, this whole album actually, called Blue by Joni Mitchell. And it made me pull off to the side. Yeah, it made me, literally, it's one of those things where you pull off on the side of the road. You're so affected by the music. And it was her on an Appalachian dulcimer, just so perfectly in tune in a weird, you know, they're not really in tune, but somehow they got that one in tune. And then James Taylor's on guitar, and they're playing together, and it's just the most beautiful thing. So I pulled off on the side of the road. I said, I've got to tune my guitar like a dulcimer. That just was the idea. I'm gonna make my guitar sound like a dulcimer. So this is kind of what happened. So they were in G, so all you guitar players are going, what is he doing right now? Is he tuning that low E up to a G? Yes. And then I took the A and I went down to the G. I ended up with that, and I was like, well, that's nice. It doesn't sound quite like a dulcimer. It's got that thing at the end here. It sounds like the end of a Beatles song, you know, where they all... It's that nice 6 chord in there. So I thought, well, I'll bring that note down. It didn't really sound like a dulcimer. What it sounded like was with guitar and open G tuning. And hell, Keith Richards has been doing that for 150 years already. But it took me a second to go, oh, this is just it's open G with another bass G in it. It's really all that it is. So I said, well, that's okay. I didn't invent it, but that's okay. And started working out this little groove sitting there at that rest stop. So I'm on my way. I get the guitar back in the case. I start driving some more, and I said, I like that groove. And I'm hearing music on the radio and music on the tapes at the time I had with me. And I got to my gig in Hollywood at Genghis Cohen, and I had a sellout crowd of 30 people. And they passed the basket, and I made a couple $100, and I got to eat a good Chinese meal. I was just putting in the order, and a lady about my age came up to me, a young woman, and she said, man, I really like your stories, and you're a storyteller. I said, yeah, I guess that is what I do. She said, well, no one's really doing that anymore that much, and I said, I know, that's why I'm playing at the Chinese restaurant, you know. She goes, no, I love your stories. I got a story for you, actually. I'd love to share a story with you. And I said, great. Have a seat. I'm about to have some lo mein. And so I think from what I remember, we shared some food and a drink or two, and I just listened to these stories she told about. It was unbelievable, really. We had grown up very differently, let's put it that way. I want to make sure it's in tune for the only person here that really wants to hear it. I'm messing with you, I'm so sorry. But it was an interesting way, you know, that riff comes back to my mind, you know, as we're sitting there and she's telling me these stories. She started talking about how she grew up with the children of the stars in the Hollywood Hills and the Boulevard. Her parents threw big parties, you know, everyone was there. Hung out with folks like Dennis Hopper, and Bob Seger, and Sonny and shit. But she felt safe now in this bar on Fairfax. From the stage I can tell that she can't let go and she can't relax. And just before she hangs her head to cry, I sing to her a lullaby. I sing everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye. Rockabye, rockabye. Well, she still lives with her mom outside the city. Down that street, about a half a mile. All her friends tell her that she's so pretty. She'd be a whole lot prettier, you know, if she'd smile once in a while. But you know, even her smile looks just like a frown. 'Cause she's seen her share of devils in this angel town. And everything gonna be alright. Rockabye, oh rockabye. Everything gonna be alright. Why don't you rockabye, rockabye, rockabye. said, I ain't so sure about this place. Hard to play a gig in La La Land and keep a straight face. Seems like everybody's got a plan. They better, man. It's kind of like Nashville with a tan. Y'all sing it. Say bye-bye. Say bye. Bye. Thank y'all so much. Y'all been so good to me tonight. Thank y'all. Thank you so much.
Hell, thank you.
Yeah, that one knocked it way on out of tune there. But I'm almost back here. Saw Gordon Lightfoot when I was about 11 or 12 at Chastain Park, and it was so good. It was just him and a guitar, you know, and he had a 12-string guitar. Now, anybody out there that plays guitar, you know that if you were to break a string on a 6-string guitar, it's in the middle of a performance. It's tough, you know. It's going to knock some stuff out of tune, and you have to kind of figure out how to deal with it on the spot. If it happens when you're playing a 12-string guitar, it's game over pretty much. You just stop the song, because you knock one of those out of tune, if you know, it's like it knocks everything out of tune. And gosh, this was probably 79 or 80. You know, I don't remember the year, but it was back then. I don't even know if they had electronic tuners going on stage back then. They may have, but he certainly didn't have one. And he broke a string about 5 verses in of the Edmund Fitzgerald, the record of Edmund Fitzgerald. The captain came in and said, fellas, it's been good. And the string breaks. I'm like, oh shit. And he stopped. And I knew he would stop because I was playing a little guitar already. I'm like, oh God, what is he gonna do? There's 4,000 people out there, or whatever it is, you know? And he stops, you know? And he just walks over to the side of the stage and grabs a set of guitar strings and goes back to the mic, and he takes a guitar string out and puts it in there. And but this goes on for like, I don't know, 5 minutes. And it got really like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? Because you could hear people eating. You know, at Chastain, when it gets too quiet, you can hear like forks and knives and wine glasses. And it's starting to get like that. And I was like, oh shit. Because Gordon Lightfoot, he was a master, man. And so he finally gets this thing up. Ding, 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 ding. He said, fellas, it's been good to know ya. He went right back where he left off. It was the weirdest shit. I thought he was gonna start the song over, but no, he picked it up right where the string broke, like on the exact spot. He's like, captain came in and you know. He said, fellas, it's been good to know ya. And everyone just went nuts. The crowd just went crazy because, you know, it was almost like he had planned it, man. It was so cool. I loved him. He was wonderful. This is one I haven't done in a while. I hope you'll like this one. Sharing with us what he knows. His shining eyes are big and blue. Yeah. All around him, water flows. This world to him is new. This world to him is new. To touch a face, to kiss a smile, new eyes, they see no race. The essence of a child, the essence. He's born to shimmer, he's born to shine, he's born to radiate. Teach him how to hate. True love is a rock, smooth over by a stream. There's no ticking of a clock that truly measures what that means, truly measures what that means. This thing we call our time. I heard a brilliant woman say, yes, I heard her say, she said, you know, it's crazy how I want to try and capture mine. I think I love this woman's way. Hey, I think I love this woman, way she shimmers, the way she shines, and the way she radiates, the way she lives, the way she loves, the way she never hates. Sometimes I think of all that's around I know it all is being mine. She kisses me, she wraps herself around me. She gives me love, she gives me time. Yeah, I feel fine. Yeah, yeah, I feel fine. Time I cannot change. So here's to looking back, way back. You know, I drink a whole bottle of my pride and a toast to change. Keep these demons off my back. Just get these demons off my back. 'Cause I wanna shimmer, I wanna shine. I want to radiate. I want to live. Oh, I wanna love. I wanna try and learn how not to hate, not to hate. We're born to shimmer. We're born to shine. We're born to radiate. We're born to live. We're born to love. We're born to never hate. He's born to shimmer. He's born to shine. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all. You've been so good to me tonight. Thank you. I want to thank Shalom. You're doing such a great job. He always has been way back from the day you're doing sound, and such a great job. And thanks especially to the volunteers here and Eddie, Owen. I've known Eddie since I was about 18. And he used to let me come and play Trackside Tavern, and don't tell anybody, but I wasn't 21 yet. And he would let me come in there and play, and got me my first gigs there. And so I just, I always have just love in my heart, and I'll go wherever he goes. And I haven't, yeah. And he was always so special and just always helped me a lot. And I remember when all the record companies were after me, he wrote me a letter, and he also wrote my parents a letter to say, hey, watch out for these crazy bastards. They're about to, he was really trying to look out for me, And anyway, I love that man very much. I'll do one more for you, and this is fun for me. Someone mentioned it, and I'll do it because it is kind of about the journey. And I've been writing a whole lot, and I'm finalizing and editing and doing a lot of that right now. And it's hard to know if I'll make another record because I heard Pat Benatar say not too long ago, she was talking about, someone asked her if she's going to make a new record. I think it was Rick Beato. She's like, why in the hell would I want to make a record? Ain't nobody going to buy it, I was like, wow, that's a really good point. You spend all that time writing and working on an album, and then money too, and then you release it, whatever that means now, and then, might sell a couple thousand copies. It's a weird deal. Huh? You'll buy it? You'll buy Pat Benatar's record? I'm going to let her know. She loves y'all already. She told me. And that's another one of those guitars that has that sound. He's the shit, man. I think it's up here. And now at the end, he was such a badass. He still is. All right, here we go. I'm gonna do one more for you here, and y'all are so good to me. Thank you. I met him on the cliffs of Twin Rocks, Oregon. He was sitting on his bedroll looking just like Richard Brodigan. I thought he was an old man. He wasn't but 37. He said he'd been riding trains for 15 years, drawing portraits to keep his belly full of beers. It looked to me like he died and missed the plane to heaven. He's a nice old guy for a younger man. He had a bottle of Mad Dog he held tightly in his hand, and he waved it around a lot, trying to make his point. I listened as he told his tales of wine and women and county jails. We finished off that bottle and smoked a half joint. And he said, I came here to watch the sun disappear into the ocean. It's been years since I smelled this salty sea. He turned and bottled up and down. He saw me lost, he saw me found. He said, I don't know what I've been looking for. Maybe me. Well, I told him I too had been traveling around, just living out of my van from town to town. Playing for tips and whatever records and I can move. I said, I don't reckon I'll be making it big, man. It's hard to get rich off a tour coffee house gigs. He said, yeah, buddy, but ain't it a blessing to do what you want to do? I told him, yes, I pulled off it to watch the sun disappear into the ocean. It's been years since I smelled this salty sea. We turned another bottle up and down. He saw me lost and he saw me found. And I said, I don't know what I've been looking for. Maybe me. Maybe me. Said it's getting kind of late. I better be heading down this interstate. Can I give you a lift? I'm headed to San Francisco Bay. He said, nope, I think I'm gonna sit right here and rest. Maybe wait on the Tokyo, Montana Express. I might just lay here and dream my life away. Sit right here, watch the sun disappear into the ocean. It's been years, my Lord. It's been years. I'm gonna turn my bottle up and down. You can see me, Lord. You can see me found. Well, I met him on the cliffs of Twin Rocks, Oregon. He was sitting on that bedroll looking just like Richard Brodigan. Just like him. Just like him. Just trout fishing through America. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for making my birthday so special. Love y'all.